Hey everyone, and today let's talk about a video editing app called Capcut. You probably heard about it, but I'm gonna show you how to use it and some of the greatest features and how you can exactly implement those features. So let's begin with this video. So this app is something like a TikTok video editing app, formerly called Video Maker from TikTok. It's very simple to use. You just download the app, open it up, you have to agree to the terms and conditions, and there is one button to add and create a project. So you make sure that the app has access to the photos and choose some of the photos and videos to edit. Keep in mind that if you want to export or edit like a landscape video, then you have to import some videos which are already landscape. Because if you import like vertical stuff, then the entire project is going to be vertical and you can only export it in a vertical format. So this is something you have to keep in mind or think about in advance. And now it looks like a video editing app. You have the preview on the top and the timeline at the bottom. So it doesn't give you it doesn't leave any kind of watermark except for the ending part. You can see there is a video clip with the Capcut logo, but you can easily delete it. You just have to keep that in mind. So that would be like my first tip. On the right side, you always have the plus icon, which allows you to add another photos and videos to the timeline and to the project. This app makes it very easy to adjust the speed, and this is one of the things I want to go a little bit deeper on. So you tap on individual video and new options pop up on the lower portion of the screen. You can scroll through them to find all of the great stuff, but make sure to tap on speed to adjust it. And you can pick from normal or curve. If you go and click on normal, you can just slow down and speed up the entire video. So you can even make it go like half the speed or even 100 times the speed, which is pretty much insane compared to other editing apps. But let's say you come back and you click on the curve. You have some options which are already pre-installed, like presets, so you can use those, or click on the custom. And this allows you to play around with the speed of the video with the points on the curve. So the video is going to be slowed down at first, then you're going to speed it up or do whatever you want with it. Just like you would use Premiere Pro or Final Cut on the computer. So this already makes this app pretty powerful compared to other ones. By the way guys, if you are new on this channel and if you don't want to miss the part 2 of this video, then make sure to subscribe and yeah, stay tuned for more content. You can also support this video with your thumbs up if you're enjoying it so far. Keep in mind that whatever you do or whatever step you take, you can always revert it and come back by clicking on this little arrow, and it's just gonna go like a step back, so it pretty much undoes anything that you've done. Now let me just go through all of the options that appear when you tap on the video. So you have the split, which allows you to split the video into halves like anytime you want. So you have that, the speed icon is right next to it, I've talked about that already. Then you have the volume. If you tap on it, you can make this video louder, or you can even make it mute completely, so this is kind of awesome. And you also have the animation right there. So this is when it gets interesting, like you have the option to go for in, out, or combo. This is the thing that you've probably seen before, and you may not know that it's been edited in Capcut. So this is like the TikTok trend of the sugar crash one, where the video or goes to like square in the middle and you can see the hearts and all of this stuff. I mean, this is from the app, and this is what happens, or this is one of the effects you can see in the combo section. So if you tap on it, you have many animation effects, and you have many stuff that you can do with it. And those animations you can see on TikTok are also here. So if you scroll through them, you can see the 3D card one. So now you probably know what I'm talking about. This is the thing, this is the animation that you can play around with. But it's not just about these animations, there are plenty of them. I'm not gonna go through every single one, but keep in mind that when you tap on any of them, you can set the duration, so you pretty much choose how long it should take in the specific video clip. When it's fully stretched, it means that the entire clip is gonna be, the animation is gonna be applied to the entire video clip. Or you can just click on in and out, which pretty much just allows you to have an animation in the beginning or at the end of the clip. Again, you can scroll through some of them, but it pretty much makes it easy to have like a transition if you play around with it enough, but it's just at the beginning or at the end. Next to the animation, you have the delete button with the trash can, which pretty much deletes whatever you select from the timeline. Then you have remove background. This is something that realized automatically. I mean, it just does everything on its own. It kind of doesn't give you a lot of options, but if you tap on it, it guesses pretty much the right way. I mean, a lot of times it works well, but there are, of course, some occasions when it doesn't. So you have to keep that in mind. Then you have the option to edit. You can see the cropping options, mirroring, rotating, which you can do pretty much with just your fingers. Like if you just grab the video piece in the edit mode, just tap on the video on the timeline and you can just rotate and play around with just your fingers. But if you want to be specific or like type in certain numbers, then you can use that feature. But the thing I talked about in the beginning is something you always have to remember, and that is when you click on a crop, you have the same options you pretty much have when you edit photos in the camera roll app on the iPhone. You can just resize the image, so you can also resize the video here. But it's not like if you go for this vertical or you go to 16:9 in the landscape, if you just go like this exact video is going to stay like this and it's going to be cropped to this shape. That doesn't mean that when you export the video that it doesn't stay vertical. It will in fact stay vertical just because the entire project has that dimension. So this is something that you kind of want to keep in mind before you begin editing. Like I said, you have to import the videos with the resolution or with the ratio of the sides that you want to keep throughout the entire project and which you want to have on the final edited video. Then you have the filter section. So this is just like a preset you slap on it. It doesn't give you a lot of control on how exactly this filter applies or what it does to the footage. It just does it and you can apply it to it or not. You can choose and like edit the strength of that filter, but this is pretty much it. But other than that, I have to say that there are some options that you can pick from. It's actually quite a lot of them. So it's of course not anything professional. If you want to do it professionally, you have to edit every single video piece manually. Usually filters don't work well, but for a video editing app on an iPhone, this is just great already. Some of them, as you can see, take a while when you tap on them, but that is mostly because it has to like take a little bit of the time so it can apply to it. Plus, you also have the option to apply to all layers. So if you tap on it, every single video clip on your timeline is going to look pretty much the same just because of this filter. Right next to it, you have the adjust button, which pretty much serves as the basic thing for editing. I mean, you can see all the things that you know about, like brightness, contrast, saturation. I mean, it's kind of necessary to have that. Well, the way it should work is that you at first color correct the image and you use and apply these things right here. You make sure that you adjust the exposure and the highlights and a whole bunch of stuff and then apply a filter. But for some reason, the order is switched in the timeline, which isn't like anything important, but I just kind of thought about mentioning it. But yeah, again, just go about it the same way. You can apply it to every single layer, which isn't something I would recommend, of course. And you can even just go like one direction or the other. I mean, you know how it works. Then there you have the beauty filter or retouch or whatever you want to call it. This is just like one slider that you can apply. I mean, not sure why I would actually want to use some automatic adjustments, but if you do, just go ahead and slide it to the right and you just see what happens. The video is getting a little bit longer than I expected, so make sure to stay tuned for part 2 in which I'm gonna go through the next options plus how to export, edit, and do some other things like keyframing, which are really essential and kind of breakthrough when it comes to video editing on the phone. So make sure to stay tuned for that next video. It's gonna come out pretty much right after this one if everything goes well. So make sure to stay tuned, subscribe if you're new on this channel, and see you guys later in the next episode. See you guys.